Hey guys, it's Britt. Today we're here with a quick little update on Janelle Evans and her husband David Eason and their situation that is going on. And I also have an update on Lauren the Mortician. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so first things first, I want to ask you guys to sound off in the comments down below. I changed my filming setup just a little bit so that my camera is sitting down a little bit lower. Tell me if you guys like this setup. Go check out one of my other recent videos because this is the first video I'm filming with this new setup. If you guys like the way it was before, I will readjust it, but I was trying to kind of clean off my desk, and part of that was moving the little mount that I had, so it's really not that serious, but I do like to ask you guys how you guys feel about it. So tell me if you like it now or if you like it better before where it was setting up a little higher. But let's get into this Janelle situation. I have two updates when it comes to Janelle and her husband David. The first one is regarding we're finding out more specifics when it comes to why he was charged with the charge that he was charged with. What led us to this point? What exactly happened? And that news is now starting to come out slowly but surely. The marks that were found on Jace were specifically, it says, causing marks on the right arm and the left and right side of the neck to Jace. This is just absolutely awful. They also confirm that these injuries were not sustained by an accident of any kind, because obviously when you have parents that are doing these deplorable things to their children, one of the common excuses is, oh, the child fell. Oh, there was an accident at home. Oh, they had an accident at school, or, whatever. And that's automatically the justification that some parents, not all, but of course they're not going to fess up to it. They're going to say that it was a freaking accident. But it's been made very clear that this was not from an accident, and it continues by saying the alleged incident is said to have taken place on September 28th, the same night that Jace was reported missing for a third time after he slipped out of a window. Police were called to Evans' home around 8 p.m., where the reality star told officers Jace had left home, which is surrounded by woods, and didn't have a cell phone with him. He was later found safe. This comes after Evans on Wednesday said that there was no arrest warrant against Eason. Evans said the reporting around Eason is getting insane at this point, and obviously all Janelle knows how to do is gaslight her followers that will believe everything that she says. That's all she does. Some of them still eat it up, but I am glad to see the people who were on the side of, listen, we can support people that we like on social media, but supporting this kind of behavior is just disgusting at this point. Because if you are supporting Janelle at this point, you are supporting someone who is actively standing by her child abuse. And that's nothing that I would ever want to stand within a mile of. And before we get into the second update, I want to talk about the fact that Jace tried to run away so many times in such a short period of time. I, like all of y'all watching this video, obviously we were all kids at one point, we were all teenagers at one point. I could not imagine how bad things had to have been for this child to want to run away from home, knowing that they live in the middle of nowhere, because Jace obviously knows the surroundings are woods and they're in a very rural area of North Carolina. That just confirms how bad things were for him at home. For this child to want to run away into the woods with no cell phone and no mode of transportation or anything, that confirms how bad things were with David. And he not only did it once, twice, but 3 times in a very short period of time. He was escaping for his life. And I truly believe that he probably thought that if they keep allowing me to stay here, I am not going to walk out alive. And I am pretty sure that he has enough He's old enough for those thoughts to cross his mind, which is something that no teenager should have to be thinking about or discussing in their own mind. If I don't run away, I am not going to continue to live because my mom's husband is an absolute monster and is making my life a living hell. Teenagers should not be worried about that. Teenagers should be worried about sports and friends and what they're going to be for Halloween and what they want for Christmas. And it just makes me very, very sad. This other update that came out last night is the other thing I want to talk about. It says teen moms Janelle and David's main focus is Jace amid legal issues. Everything else is secondary. Y'all are the ones that put him in this place. Y'all are the ones whose actions literally put you in the place that you're sitting in right now. But now you're worried about him? Now that he has been placed back with Barbara, which is obviously where his safe space is, now you're worried about him. Really, how convenient. After your husband put hands on your child and you wanted to tell everybody that it was fake news, gossip, a bunch of haters, now you want to come out and say, oh, well, our main focus, everything else is secondary. You were over there talking the other day about how you need to continue to put content out. I would argue that putting content out and keeping people on her side is Janelle's main focus. My opinion, allegedly. Now, of course, this is coming from Janelle's manager, who, her manager is trying to save her reputation because they realize that they're going to be out of a job. If Janelle really has everybody turn their back on her, eventually she won't need a manager anymore because she will just simply be irrelevant and she will be known as the, married to the monster. And that will continue to grow and spread, and people will just get sick and tired of seeing her face, and she will fade into being irrelevant. Janelle and David, their main focus is Janelle's eldest son, Jace, and his mental health, following news of Eason'S child abuse misdemeanor charged involving the 14-year-old. A rep for the couple exclusively tells In Touch, everything else is secondary. Janelle's manager, August Keene, explains to In Touch on October 26th, currently loaded up with a series legal team to deal with David's charges, criminal charges, and civil suits that Janelle has filed. According to legal documents obtained by In Touch, Eason's is accused of inflicting physical injury to Jace that caused marks on the right arm and left and right side of the neck. The documents also claim that Jace's injuries weren't sustained by an accident. Janelle appeared to confirm the news later that day, writing in her Instagram stories, "You would think the police wouldn't make a one-sided police investigation. They didn't conduct interviews, didn't ask any information from the parents. I trusted the detective with all my heart. Forget you can't trust cops. Silly me, I don't trust anyone around me, going MIA for a while." CPS got involved when Jace was checked into the hospital, the manager said. The other thing that Janelle is choosing to do is to really focus heavily on Jace's alleged mental health struggles. She's been saying things like, "My son has been having mental health issues for the past 2 to 3 years." She then discussed issues that he was experiencing because of his prescriptions. So instead of blasting what he has going on with his mental health, why don't you take accountability as his mother and take accountability and acknowledge the fact that you stood by your child's ear? I am not going to let that go. I am going to continue to label Janelle as the monster who stood next to her child's ear, because I think that of all the things that you can be in this life, I think that is one of the absolute bottom tier just pieces of actual garbage. To literally be aware of this, you were present for this interaction that left your son with physical marks of being mistreated by your husband, and you chose to stand there, gaslight everybody, and call everybody a bunch of liars and just people that were running with a narrative. And I think a lot of us are just over that. There's no more sympathy and no more room for grace when it comes to Janelle Evans. That is my thought, and I've seen it from a lot of other people as well. So that's the update on Janelle and her awful garbage husband, David, for right now. I want to move on to Lauren the Mortician. She went ahead and came out with this video where she calls her daddy. And daddy is in the industry as well. He's a funeral director, and she calls him to clarify the rumors that people have been sending her way and just so much speculation. So let's listen to this video and then I will give you guys my thoughts.
Okay, Dad, rumor number one, I was never licensed. Confirm nor deny.
Well, first off, you were licensed.
I
would never cut time off.
I know. I only worked for a year.
That's a false statement.
Okay, see what else we got. Hold on. Last time I worked, I helped you out last year. So I got licensed, but did I ever actually practice mortuary science being a funeral director under you?
100% yes. I still have people asking if you're still working up here.
Oh. Did I ever have a DUI while I was working for you?
Absolutely not.
And
my insurance would not have allowed you to work at the funeral home if you had a DUI.
Okay, yeah, because I knew that there was something with the insurance. And just to confirm, I did work as a funeral director, so I did meeting with the families, embalming, cremations, everything, the whole 9 yards.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you so much for your time and consideration, Father.
Yeah, love you.
Love you too. And you're still working as a funeral director, correct?
30 plus years.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll need to have you on my Patreon. We'll do a one-on-one interview on the Patreon.
Yeah, I think some people really enjoy hearing about them.
Okay, I'm excited. And then we can talk about working together too. I think that would be fun.
I never saw the claim that she was never licensed. I saw people pointing at the fact that she was not a working mortician for very long, even though she came out and acted as if she just had all the knowledge, all of the information, and she should have been the loudest voice in the kind of mortuary side of TikTok. That's what I saw. I didn't see people saying that she was never licensed. There was also another rumor, and I don't usually like to put rumors out there, but it comes from a creator that I really do trust a lot. And this creator got in contact with somebody who used to work for Lauren, and evidently she was reprimanded and got in trouble because she was taking photos of the decedents that she was transporting for the funeral home that she worked for. Again, I have to say that's a rumor, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, whatever label you want to put on it. But again, it just so happens to come from a creator that I really do trust. She had this conversation with somebody that worked with Lauren, and I just want to put that out there because a lot of people are discussing this.
All right, friends, I've been tagged multiple times in some comments that were left by Lauren the Mortician's old coworker, and I'm going to show those to you because I think they are very interesting. But I also do want you guys to keep in mind that I have not vetted this source. I have reached out to this commenter but have not heard back from her yet. This woman commented, I worked with her and she has seen very little. She was a transport as a student for our ME, of course. She was caught by police taking photos of the deceased. With her personal cell phone, she is a complete fraud. She continued, I have been waiting for her true colors to show. 90% of her content is made up. She hasn't worked as a funeral director because she wouldn't be able to get a job in the field. All funeral folks and medical examiner folks know one another. It's a small business. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. I don't know what is really going on here. I don't know what Lauren has said her credentials are in the past. I know that she is a licensed mortician and her license expires in December, and she'll have the opportunity to renew it then if she chooses. If what this woman is saying is true, it's very disheartening because Lauren has made some very disturbing and very sad videos about encounters she's had with unalived babies and infants and other very graphic things that she has been scarred by. I don't know, but if this woman was actually caught taking photos of deceased people, I really hope that that's not true.
Other things that she says in this video are just simply comical. It's comical. Like, can you guys imagine if I was being called out for something and the person that I decided to contact to confirm my story was my dad? Like, girl, come on. You have to have a little bit more self-awareness than that. Lauren is just so ridiculous. One of the comments here says, I mean, if people are doubting your credentials, your dad is probably not going to be the best one to convince them. All I have to do is text my mom to answer my questions when I call her. The comments that I've been seeing from her fans saying, oh, your real fans never doubted you. Your real fans understand that, you know, whatever. If you are a real fan of somebody and you're a true supporter of them and their content and what they're doing on social media, you should call for accountability when accountability is needed. And when it comes to Lauren, she was spreading misinformation, spreading hate towards a gay man who was absolutely more qualified to provide information. And instead of just allowing him to provide the information because he is properly educated, she wanted to come out and try to paint him as if he was some kind of creep because he has strollers in his home, because he actually reviews these products, because that is what he does for his job. She wanted to make it creepy. She wanted to push an agenda, and instead of just saying, okay, you know what, don't really care for that, but I'm going to just keep it moving, she wanted to be toxic and hateful, and she knew exactly what she was going to do by coming out with these statements about Jamie. All of her fans, anyone who likes her, would go to his page and spam his comment section with the most egregious, disgusting claims that you can come across on social media. The other thing that I want to say about this is people saying, oh, well, people just are always going to have something to complain about. People are so bored. People are haters. When it comes to this kind of stuff, I don't find this to be just people being bored and salty over somebody's very, surface level opinion about something. This is somebody who is actually trying to give out safety advice for newborns and infants and trying to paint it as if her opinion is more valuable than other people that are actually certified and educated in said field. And as I said, the narrative that she tried to paint when it comes to Jamie is extremely scary, and people like her who have large platforms to push this kind of really just baseless, disgusting agenda are some of the worst people on social media. And I have seen many. I have seen many along my time on social media, and it just really sucks because you give these people a platform and you give them respect and followers and income, and they build their way up to do social media full time, and then the mask slips. And it's on you if you want to continue supporting somebody who is literally able to send hate off of an absolute conspiracy theory towards gay people. I think that it's disgusting. And now just listening to Lauren, I don't like her. I don't like her kind of better than thou attitude, and I think that she handled this entire thing just in one of the worst ways. But what's new? So those are my thoughts for now. We'll see kind of where this goes, but yeah, Daddy Dearest didn't do anything for you, Lauren. Just saying. But that's going to be it for now. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.